Hey friends, welcome back to the homestead. Today we're starting some rhubarb seeds and I figured I'd take you along. So the rhubarb that we're planting from seed, or starting from seed, I've got in a couple of jars here. The reason they're in jars is it's rhubarb seeds. Oh, let me show you. Let's see if I can get one here to show. I don't know if that's gonna focus. Anyway, this is a rhubarb seed and I soak them in water for like 24 hours before I plant them. It's supposed to help them germinate. I got this one out of this one. Anyway, the reason I have two jars is some of this jar came off plant that we had out here. We ended up letting go to seed last year, which we probably shouldn't have. Just because all that seed takes energy away from the plant itself, and I'm not sure how that'll affect it. I'm assuming it weakens it to some extent. And the other jar comes from the packet of seeds we bought from Johnny's a couple years ago, and actually is where the plant outside came from. So I'm gonna start half of each and see if there's any difference. Yeah, I'm gonna use, I'm gonna do 36. I'm gonna do this flat here, it's 36 plants. But they're sort of like a deep cell. They're gonna get planted into something else, but I just wanted a big enough cell for now until I up pot them. I'm gonna up pot them into, here, let me show you. This is an experiment this year. We're gonna use yogurt container. So they're pretty big, you know, it's your standard, 32 ounce yogurt container. And we have a lot of them because we go through yogurt. And we haven't been making our own up to this point, so. But we're gonna recycle. We're not just throwing them away, we're gonna use them for pots like that. So, all right, well, we're gonna fill up this flat with dirt and then we'll get to it. So my dirt here in my mixing tray. Here, if you haven't seen this before, this is what I use. I've got some dirt here, just some leftover bags from last year. It's pretty dry. I did wet it some. This is a concrete mixing tray you can get from like Lowe's or Home Depot, but they're like really great for this purpose. So we're just gonna wet it down a little more. We don't want it to be too dry or too wet. Just mix it in. It's a little chilly in here. See, I got a heater going on in the background. And it helps a little bit. If I leave it go long enough, it helps a lot. But the garage is not the warmest place. All right. Now, some folks will sift their seed starting mix. I probably should. I don't have a great way to sift it right now. I assume some hardware cloth and a wood frame would do the trick. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. So, I don't know. I pick out some of the big stuff, but seeds still grow in it, so. I think this is wet enough. We'll call that good. All right, so they're all filled. We're just gonna put that down here. Slide this over out. We're gonna need the extra height. Got a box here I can use. There we go. Not bad. we are gonna. That didn't do much. Anyway, dropping it to sort of settle it down a little bit. All right. So you definitely want to label these. I definitely don't want to forget to label them. And oh, this is perfect. So we want to label them. I do have some of these little plastic, I don't know what you call them, tags that you stick in the dirt there. These ones already happen to be marked rhubarb. I'm gonna make a little notation on the back of them that one is from Johnny's and then the other one is from our plant. This variety would be both of them, are Victoria rhubarb, which is a hybrid. And what I'm getting out right now is Sharpies. There we go. So these Sharpies are probably what you're gonna want if you're gonna do anything like this. Most Sharpies will fade in UV light or sunlight. So this is Sharpie Extreme. I'm hoping these work. This will be the first time I've used these, so I'm not guaranteeing they'll work. But they are supposed to be fade resistant, and it says stands up against sun and UV rays, so it should stay. Most of my stuff, you get it out in the garden and you mark it, and you come back a few months later and you don't know what it is because all the writing is just gone. So we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna do one on one side and the other on the other side. So we'll just put these like that. So I'm gonna dib these out with, I got an Allen wrench, you could use a pencil. Just dib put a little spot here. They just feel a little soft. Maybe I should have packed them a little harder. I'll poke them down with my finger when I plant them. You definitely want good soil contact with the seed. That improves germination. So, all right. Oh, probably could have just used the Sharpie to dib it out too. So let's see if we can get these out of this jar. All right, we got some of them. Kind of stick to the wall of the jar in there. So you could put, I'm gonna put one in each of these. I'm not hyper concerned about perfect germination. If I get poor germination, I'll just come back and start some more. I also don't need to plant these. Mostly, I'm just growing them. Probably gonna sell them on Facebook Marketplace. People really liked them last year. And it just helps pay for some of our other food costs. And for some reason, rhubarb is hard to find in stores. Accidentally got two in that one. It's okay though. To make that work. I totally need another camera so I can like set you up at another angle, real close in, so you can see the like intricate fumbling with my big fingers, you know? Get our dirt back up here and just, we'll sprinkle some more on here. Just good measure. Some of those seeds were a little bit shallow. And this will help them retain a little more moisture. I'm not gonna pack the top stuff much, so it won't be, seeds won't be too deep. So anyway guys, we got this started here. Let's get our hose in the garage here. And now I'm gonna switch this to mist. Use shower probably. I don't like the shower on this works okay. It's a little harsh. I'd really like to get like a full flow nozzle, shower nozzle. The Dram 1000 is what I really want. I think it means it has 1,000 holes in the whole thing. And so that'll be a real gentle shower. So now I'm just gonna mist here pretty heavily. All right, and then we're gonna get turned around and put them up here in the rack. Now it's cool in the garage, but in here with just the lights on, check this out. Can you see that? Backwards, 87. So it's a little dry at 27% humidity, but we get some plants in here and get some continued watering. We only have these couple plants in here right now, so they don't produce a lot of excess humidity. So, or I'm gonna have to add some water here. It does get, this is on the highest shelf, 87. So as you get down lower, it is cooler, which actually for these will be good. They do like probably less temperature than this, although this should get them germinating, I think. As they get bigger, I'm gonna be moving them down anyway. And when I have 36 of these in yogurt containers, they'll take up some space. So that'll be good. Anyway, I'll slide them in here and see how they fit. Pretty good. So this shelf is 18 inches deep. And these are 20-inch trays, so they do hang off a little bit, which should be okay. This is what places like, I think it's Bootstrap Farmer, makes like a flood tray that fits on this exact one for this. So meant to hang off a little bit. Anyway, this cover bulges a little bit, but there is enough space to do it. So you'll see here, I've got a couple trays. This bottom black tray is no holes, and this one has holes in it in case I need to pull it all out. If I do get too much water in there and I want to dump this out, then I'll have to move each of these individual ones. We are getting some, actually we ordered some Bootstrap Farmer no hole trays. Oh, let me put you down here. The tripod's heavy. We ordered some Bootstrap Farmer no hole trays, because the ones we have are I don't remember where we got them. Maybe a local garden shop or Amazon. They are thin and cheap, and Bootstrap Farmer has a really heavy duty tray. And you'll see them when we get them. Hopefully they'll be here not too long. We're getting a microgreens tray because I only want them for bottom watering, and that'll limit the amount of water I can put in them, and that'll keep me from accidentally over watering from the bottom, I think. And then someday down the road, Bootstrap Farmer has these wonderful little cell pack things that fit right into those, the short microgreens trays, specifically for bottom watering, which is awesome. So, all right guys, that's what we're doing today. I hear a baby crying upstairs, so I think it's time to call it quits on the video. I'll try and do a little snippet when I see some of these coming up and as we start more. So, thank you for hanging out with me. See you next time.